and I have a winery, and I'm a war hero, and I'm good looking and distinguished, and I limped because I was wounded in the service, and that's my introduction.
Welcome. Show us a little leg, Lottie.
Good grief. Good grief. What a fright.
Okay, now she's going to talk.
I am Lottie Brenzenbraun, and I was,
A little bashful, aren't you?
I am.
Just a little bit.
How many
You're not supposed to
flamingos?
read that. Read what you got here.
Yeah, how many flamingos are on
This
that
is what-
skirt?
Read what lottery it says.
Yeah, I hope we win it, lottery.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, lottery.
Lottery.
I was formerly a civil service secretary in the war, and after the war, I became I had my own wine business,
Wow.
and my two brothers were killed in the war,
Oh.
and I have established a strong business relationship with Sedgwick Smythe, with whom we first dealt by mail. We first dealt by mail when he was based in Johannesburg. It is generally understood that the reason I remain unmarried is because I have a strong hand. Wait a minute.
I heard you're hard to handle.
Yes.
I'm extremely hard to handle, and no, I've
Look at
never
those
found
legs.
anyone who
And
could
that's
handle
right.
me. That's all.
Okay, here we go. Here comes a good shot right up there.
Whoa!
My name is Desiree. My beloved husband has just been murdered. I'm shocked and so saddened. Of course, my history is that my mother died when I was just a teenager, and I devoted my life to my father, who ran the vineyard. He passed away about 7 years ago, and I was just devastated. But I've picked up the family business, and the staff and my employees, they all love me, they trust me. I've just had the vineyard flourish under my control. I met my husband when he returned to France from Africa, and we had a whirlwind romance. It was just wonderful, and we were married, and we combined our resources to make the vineyard even better than it was before. And I'm just shocked at the events that happened today.
When it comes to these social gatherings, I'm awkward. I like to have things my way, I guess. Some say my name should be Eve. I want to be called Ives. So, in any event, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was like a child prodigy, went to the Sorbonne, graduated at the top of my class. I got this really prestigious job working for the government at a secret lab outside of Paris. It's so top secret, I don't even know what I'm researching, but I'm having a great time. Now, when I was a teenager, my mother passed away. I just had so many other things I wanted to do. I did not feel like I wanted to run the winemaking business, so I let that be handled by my sister, Desiree. I'm really too preoccupied by work for doing all this silly stuff, but, you know, I am told that I'm pretty good looking, and the women do find me attractive, so I guess I do have a slight air of mystery about me. And, I don't know. I think that's about it for now. It's one of these awkward moments. Thank you.
Hello, I am Henry Laable. Now, you know why they call me Little Abel? Because I am able. I'm well abled, okay? I'm very capable and dependent, and I have helped build this estate up. In fact, I first was engaged by Desiree's father, and I do have still work with Desiree, and I am going to try to make this estate a success. And I hope we make a lot of money, because I like money. Money is the world's best thing, you know. And I used to be tanned and muscular, you know. But since it's 1937, I don't know how old I am, so I can't remember that. But anyway, I do have a little sex appeal. I can say it's at the senior center because we're in a play, okay? And I can't say that. So my sex appeal is involved right now in Paris. And I have gone to Paris, and I have said that I have a lot of smartness too, baby. I never wear a tie either, you know, and I always leave my shirt wide open so everybody can see my tan, muscular chest. That is all I have. Okay.
Look into the camera.
Hello. I lost my voice. Anyway, my name is Rose Shinsky Kurta, or something like that. I'm the cherished daughter of an Army colonel who sent me to boarding school so that I could become a fine lady. And I would visit my wonderful parents when I was on vacation. Soon I went and started a business at the small age of 16. Became very famous and dealt with all the fashionable people. And then, after that point, I don't know what the hell I was in Paris in 1934 and set up a chick office. Now you are, I'm also past my time as far as youth goes, but I still find that men find me attractive.
Famous people in Paris.
Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Je m'appelle Jacques Bontemps.
Ooh.
Damn.
J'adore les femmes. Je suis un playboy international et j'aime jouer. Pour vous qui ne parlez pas français, for those who do not speak French, my name is Jacques Bontemps, which translates to Jack Good Times. I'm an international playboy. I adore the women, and I like to play.
Very good.
Hi, I'm Simone Brzezinski. I came from Russia, and I met the deceased when he was there on a secret mission. My mom was a basket case, and my dad was a doctor, but he was always having dreams of committing suicide. So I eventually moved out of the house and got a job at the Immigration Bureau. That's where I met my friend. Okay. We became very close, very good friends. And I was delighted. We were very good friends. I was delighted when he invited me to his chateau in France. But when I got here, I found out he was deceased. And I was devastated. And I just hope that we can find the person that did this. Thank you.
it was you, Rose, who knocked the wine over his glove.
Difficulty dealing with mother's death, and
They didn't like me.
this is why he kind of separated himself from the wine business. He went on to further studies, and I was left to deal with the winery and the vineyards, and that's when I kept Henry on as estate manager. So I could continue his studies and go on to develop his scientific interests.
The confrontation you had with another student
Yeah, tell us
or
about
an
the,
associate.
It was over sex.
Oh my God.
You know,
You animal.
I am good looking, as it says, and everybody knows it. And
Where the hell does it say that?
In his description.
in my description. Let's see here. I'm extremely handsome and much sought after as a prospective husband. So, yes, I saw this couple walking down the street. And, I made a pass at the guy's girlfriend, and he didn't like it, so we had words. And things got a little out of hand, and we had a fight.
a violent fight.
Nobody died. You're filming me? Okay.
Just ignore me.
You're right, Lottie. He did not look well, and I recall him saying he had indigestion when he left that table very early.
I expect he was just tired from his long journey.
In the letter, and what is Henry's connection with you? I, at this point, am going to ask you to read out loud secret clue number 1. And don't say this is the first time you saw the letter.
Now, is the clue, can you read it?
Pardon?
Can you read it?
Yeah, German High Command of the German Imperial.
Speak up, Lottie.
Speak up, Lottie.
Want me to read it for you?
Under penalties of perjury.
You have to reveal everything in the clue.
Okay. German High Command of the German Imperial Troops. Oh, no, Army, I'm sorry. Army. Hereby authorities, Wolfgang von Schmidt.
I remember him.
This is a little difficult to read. To range the belt.
Want me to help you?
Do you want me to read the clue for you?
Yes, range.
Obviously, we have a hostile witness here.
Yeah.
To raise.
Call her before
Oh,
talking.
Raise.
To raise the village
Ooh.
of the Tornaport
Oh, that was,
to the ground to prevent advancing British troops from exploiting its resources. Carry out this order at once, sparing no one. Victory to the fatherland. Wolfgang von Schmidt.
how did Lottie get the letter from you?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Where did you get the letter?
I have no idea.
Was that the same letter that
Some-
she just read?
There may be another person telling the on truth. I don't know. I have no idea why the letter was there.
But you brought it to her.
I didn't say that. He said that. I didn't take it to her.
Double agent dealing with both of them.
Yes. Lottie and Seymour.
Oh.
Did you both know that St. John was double-crossing you? If you did, I wouldn't be surprised if you decided to sort him out.
I say, old chap, steady on. Come to that, about you. You've been selling research material to Sedgwick Smythe so that makes you a traitor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, and Dr. Brunstein.
Bunsen burners.
Bunsen burners. Blackmail demands have been putting you under pressure. Perhaps Sedgwick Smythe wouldn't pay up to your satisfaction.
Lottie, how dare you cast aspersions on the honor of my family in my house? I'm sure Eve thought he was doing nothing really wrong. It's his research, after all.
Desiree, my dear, Yves has got to learn to stand up for himself. I can see it's true what they say about your protectiveness. How do we know you didn't kill St. John yourself to protect your precious family honor?
Or that Desiree and Henri didn't plan the whole thing, I'm sorry, together. We know that they were lovers before. Let's face it.
Well, what about you, Rose? You little bugger, you. You know now that you recognize Sedgwick Smith as Von Schmidt, the killer of Jean Glitters, the man you love. Maybe you've had your revenge.
Resentment of him for stealing your beloved Desiree and taking over your vineyard. Hey, Desiree?
This is too much, especially coming from you, Lottie. You were, after all, the one who gave my husband orders to kill Jem Glitters after all those years ago. How do we know you didn't kill St. John and finish the whole business once and for all? We know you've been complaining that he had been careless. Maybe my husband's death was just another instance of your famous, ruthless German efficiency.
If we're going to bring up the matter of
Jem Glitters.
Jem Glitters, perhaps Seymour had just as much motive to kill Sedgwick Smythe. It would be unfinished business to him too, and maybe he killed St. John in retaliation for the murder of one of his agents.
Look here, Lottery. This is all supposition. We need to look at the facts.
Yes, let's hear what our friend Dr. Jacques McClue has to say.
Sedgwick Smythe, might I suggest that you don't need him? Instead, as I can't read it.
Here, let me see what it says.
Right here, start from there.
Okay. It looks like it's a letter from Seymour Hunter. Oh, from Seymour.
Yeah.
Okay. Ives, 2:15 a.m. Ives. I had hoped to have a word with you. I know you have the formula, and I know
You're having trouble too.
what has been going on between you and the dead guy.
Sedgwick Smythe. Sedgwick Smythe.
Might I suggest that you don't need him?
Right.
Indeed, he stands in the way of your getting a better deal.
Yeah.
I will take care of him, and you and I can then do business directly. Let's talk tomorrow. Seymour. And this was a note he left for Ives at 2:15 a.m.
I wrote that letter?
Yes.
And you couldn't even read it. You wrote it, you couldn't even read it.
Well, what do you suspect is going on? Is this blackmail?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you. What's going on with you?
Well, didn't he say he could give me a
better deal,
a
yeah.
better deal? What's the better deal?
You're a wine merchant. You're a wine merchant.
I'm a wine merchant. I can make you a better deal. I can get you premium wine.
Well, wait a minute. I mean,
Can I see this a second?
the inference was
That's mine, not yours.
I know.
something wrong was going on. What do you think was going
Well, I'm saying, you divorce yourself from that winery and come over with me, and we'll talk tomorrow.
that was the...
Okay.
That's what I'm suggesting.
So have we done the dialogue for round 2? Let's do
We're
that.
still doing it, aren't we?
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
we
doing
did the
it.
dialogue.
We
We
did
did the dialogue. Aren't we on facts you want to share?
Oh, okay,
I have
we're
some-
on facts you want to say.
I have some facts I wanted to share.
Okay. And does
Okay. This is round 3 now.
we're getting
You
that.
can't do that.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
You turn.
I turned, that was my
She
fault.
turned
I turned the page.
Okay.
Okay, during dinner on Friday night, Rose's incident with the spilled wine was no accident. Does she too know the significance of Sedgwick Smith's missing finger portion? Rose, would you reveal what you know about his real identity? Rose, would you? Reveal it.
Now, Rose, I've always suspicioned that he was the one that knocked out my boyfriend.
He knocked off Glitter.
Glitter, yeah.
Glitter Smith, or whatever his name was.
Jim Glitter.
Gem Glitter. Almost like that ring you have on your finger,
Yeah,
Gem
oh,
Glitter.
that does glitter.
Yeah.
Okay, all that glitters is not gold.
God, you must have made that up.
I have facts on it.
Well, I mean,
I have some facts too that I'd like to share.
okay, well, have you shared your facts?
The only other one I have is I discovered in a bottling plant there was microfilm concealed behind the labels in certain shipments to Lottie and Seymour. These two.
Oh, they were.
I was unable to decode the film, but I surmised that neither of them could really be wine merchants. Are they spies? Can I cross-examine you, jet people? Are you a spy? Seymour!
Not that I know of. I'm not a spy.
Do you have any
Lottie.
facts? Oh, go ahead.
Lottie, are you a spy? Yes, we know that from before.
Right.
That,
I'm supposed to cross-examine y'all.
okay.
I just did it.
Does Seymour have any facts to reveal?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's hear your
Yes,
facts.
I do. And it says, your bathroom adjoins of Cedric Smythe last night. After dinner, you overheard Desiree and Cedric Smythe arguing. You put your ear to the water pipe in order to hear more clearly, and faintly overheard Desiree saying, "How dare you? How dare you? If I find that you have dishonored the family name and sullied my beloved father's reputation, soiled, I guess it is, soiled, my father's reputation as a patriot of France, I will kill you."
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
Question Desiree about the argument.
we heard
Did she later carry out her threat? Desiree, did you later carry out that threat?
No. After
Speak
dinner.
up when you're charged with that.
Okay.
Oh.
Think how he is, how he abuses the business that we both hold so dear, and maybe ever betrays our beloved France. Betrays our beloved France. Can you truly hearken your heart to Henry?
Rose.
Okay, when you saw Cedric Smith looking at a letter on his way to the cellar that was secret clue 6, you recognized it because you had planted it in his room yourself. It was a love letter from Henry to Desiree, which you had stolen from Desiree's room. You had hoped it would anger Cedric Smith into ending his wife's affair with Henri. Having attempted to poison Cedric Smith with the mushroom dish, you were anxious to be sure of its results,
Uh-huh.
and accordingly pursued him around the chateau after dinner. When the cooper's hammer was thrown inside the cupboard, you believed Cedric Smith had returned to his room. You grabbed the hammer and rushed up to his room, intending to assault him with it. He was not there. You noticed that the hammer was blood-stained and threw it into the fire.
Oh.
To discuss the outcome of your intended confrontation with Cedric Smythe. This note has since disappeared.
Oh.
It's a formula letter, right?
Returning,
From Seymour to you.
Wait a minute,
That was
she's
the
still
formula.
reading.
returning to my bedroom just before 2:30 a.m., I saw Rose coming down the corridor with a Cooper's hammer. You didn't see where she went.
Yeah.
Ask her about this. Ask Henri where he was after dinner ended at 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Where were you at 1 a.m.?
I was writing that letter to Desiree. And then I was going to be in the cellar at 2:30, so at 1 a.m. I was writing that letter.
Okay, is that the honest God, honest truth?
Oh, I have to say something else, too. I could have been there earlier in the cellar, and she agreed to help me.
Who?
Desiree.
Desiree?
She agreed to help me hide the body.
Oh.
So we must have found the body. It didn't say that, though. But anyway, we were going to hide the body. So the body must have been in the cellar. Everybody was in the cellar, so the body was there.
That was a meeting place.
Yeah.
I have some questions for Lottie.
Okay, let's hear Tom's question.
Grill Lottie.
Let's hear.
Lottie.
Yeah.
I was out in the courtyard having a smoke just before 2:30 a.m. And I happened to notice you hurrying back to the chateau, to your room. And you were dabbing your hand
Help yourself.
with a dark stained handkerchief. What kind of stains were on that handkerchief?
Blood.
Were they blood?
No.
Can't lie.
No, let's see. Last night, I heard Desiree returning to her own room after arguing with her husband. Shortly after, I heard him also leave the room. I went in search of him and found him in the cellar.
Damn.
I confronted him with his professional shortcomings and were finally satisfied when he promised to provide me with the information required during this weekend. Taking my leave from him, I don't understand it. I attempted to embrace him for old time's sake.
I'm supposed
But
to...
we're rebutted. Okay, wait a minute, let me get down here. When was I in the courtyard? I didn't.
I don't think Lottie ever would have made a secret agent. I'm sorry.
After leaving Franklin's cellar, I considered Henri's remarks during dinner and his connection with the village of Tunaport and decided it's necessary to silence him.
Wait a minute, you read that last part about you were what? To silence him? What was that?
You were going to silence who?
After leaving Sedgwick Smythe in the cellar, I considered Henri's remarks during dinner and his connection with the village of Turnapart and decided it was necessary to silence him. I slipped out to the lodge and broke in.
She's telling us she killed him?
I cut your hand on a pane of glass
Oh,
in
So-
the process.
So that was your blood?
That was my blood.
Oh, so that's what was
Because I'm
on it.
supposed to persist until we get
Yeah.
a full explanation.
That's the,
well, I have
Okay.
something about the glass.
well, wait till she's finished.
Okay.
My aunts were warhead because Andre was not there, and I returned to the chateau.
Okay.
Yeah, when I returned to the lodge last night, I noticed that a small pane of glass and a door was broken. I thought nothing of it at the time, but I now wonder if someone did this intending to break in. And I'm to find out which guest is the culprit, but I already know that Lottie was the culprit.
You know, after I had my smoke out in the courtyard, I decided to walk back up to my room. And when I went in the door, I felt that, you know, somebody had been in my room messing around with my stuff. And you'll never guess what I found in a corner on the floor by my dressing table.
A cigarette lighter.
The hammer.
No, it was a silver shoe buckle,
Ooh.
which I know belongs to you, Lottie.
It sure does.
Where did you find that, Ives?
On the floor.
On the floor in his
Corner
room.
by my dressing room, you found
Oh,
a silver shoe
someone was
buckle.
in your room.
Oh, Lottie.
In my room.
Lottie was there. It was her shoe
Lottie was
buckle.
there.
And
Yeah.
one of the buckles came off
You
her
really
shirt.
move around, don't you?
You gotta keep a close eye on that one.
Yeah.
So I am supposed to find out and, you know, persist until you tell me, what were you doing in my room? Especially since I wasn't there.
She's a spy.
Yeah, I am a spy. I'm sneaky too. Let's see here. I had something about that here. Okay.
Take your time.
Returning to my bedroom just before 2:30. My eyes are drinking water. 2:30 a.m.
Is a confession coming or?
I knew Rose. I saw Rose coming down. Did I say that? I saw Rose coming down the corridor with a.
Hammer.
Yes,
Yes.
the hammer.
Yeah, you told
said
that.
You told us that already.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get
What were
down
you
here
doing
then.
in Ives' room?
Okay,
And he wasn't there, so he couldn't have been doing too much.
I had
You handsome guy.
deduced.
Can't you get your times right?
I had deduced that Ives was Sedgwick Smythe's informant
Ooh,
and decided to get the formula
ooh.
from him myself
Wow.
by
Oh.
whatever means were necessary.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, you were gonna get the
Woo.
formula from Ives.
After
I am him.
Yeah, right.
She was gonna get
She
it.
was going to get it from you
Ooh,
by whatever means.
whatever means, but you didn't
Necessary.
die,
she is
so she didn't use
There's
all of
other means.
it. Ooh, other means. Oh, Lottie.
bored of
La-di-da.
after my visit to Andre's lodge,
Ooh, yeah. That's where you broke the window.
I went up to Ives' room. He was not there. It was just before 2:30
Ooh.
a.m.
There's a lot going
I
on.
searched the
Yeah,
room
2 a.m.
Why isn't
and
anybody
found a
sleeping?
letter to Ives from Seymour.
Ooh, Seymour. Oh, that was that other letter.
That was long ago.
That was
Sam.
a long time ago, that
Stole
letter.
this. In the process, you lost your silver shoe buckle. And I'll
That's
shoe
you.
buckle.
Oh, there's silver shoe.
Okay.
Smythe in Paris back in 1933 and thought it best to conduct our business only via wine shipments. That's why he was sending secrets and whatnot through the wine. However, for some time I had been suspicious that all was not well at Château de Reims, and was glad of the chance to see for myself when Friday's dinner party broke up at 1 a.m. I went to my room next door to Sedgwick Smythe's and found a note from him. He asked me to meet him at 2 a.m. in the cellar to discuss terms for the sale of the concoction formula. While getting ready for bed in this bathroom, I overheard an argument between Sedgwick Smythe and Desiree, in which he threatened to kill him. When I arrived at the cellar at 2 a.m., I opened the door to see Sedgwick Smythe in an embrace with Lottie. This drew me somewhat back, and I closed the door without entering. I looked around and noticed a cupboard nearby. I considered hiding in it until Lottie had gone, but when I opened the cupboard, I smelled Rose's perfume and had the sense that she was there. I decided to abort my
invitation from Desiree because I had never met her before, and I had always told Sedgwick Smythe we should never make personal contact again. But it struck me that it might be a useful opportunity to find out whether Sedgwick Smythe had been double-crossing me. At dinner on Friday night, I recognized the gold cigarette lighter as being the property of Jem Glitter, whom
I went to my husband's room to confront him with Henri's accusations. I put it to him that he was Wolfgang von Schmidt and was as such responsible for the destruction of Henri's home village of torn apart. I then challenged him with the fact that Henri had discovered microfilm hidden behind the labels of bottles being prepared for shipment. I believed he was abusing the family business as a cover for espionage, and this was offensive to my sense of patriotism. He became angry and shouted at me. A floorboard creaked outside, and he said we should terminate the conversation as we were in danger.
After dinner on Friday night, I therefore went to the kitchens to supervise the staff cleaning up after the party. So what if I indulged in a little idle banter with the serving maids? As you know, I had arranged to meet Desiree in the cellar at 2:30. I was anxious to know how her husband had taken the news of my discoveries about his past and about his present activities. Just before 2:30, I left the kitchens and went to the cellar. What a sight greeted my eyes! Sedgwick Smythe lay bleeding on the icy floor. I bent down to examine him and found that he was dead. I was shocked, but not, I must admit, entirely displeased. He was, after all, an evil man who had taken pleasure in destroying my village and ruining my life. He had married the woman I loved, corrupted her brother, and abused the business that Desiree and I both held so dear. Something sticking out of his jacket pocket caught my eye. It was my love letter to Desiree. I was puzzled to know how he came to be in Sedgwick Smith's possession, and realized that if it were to be found on the body, it would point the finger of suspicion at me and at my beloved Desiree. I thrust it into my pocket. At that moment, Desiree entered the cellar. Naturally, she was horrified at what she saw, and I tried to convince her that I was not responsible for her husband's death. I persuaded her to help me hide the body in the vat. She was pale and trembling, and I advised her to go to bed. I returned to my lodge. When I arrived home, I had the feeling that someone had disturbed my belongings, but there was nothing missing, and I went to bed. I did not wake until just before noon, when I hurried to the cellar to take charge of the wine tasting. I had nothing to hide,
But he told me my discoveries had applications for the winemaking trade, and I believed him. I believed I could help the family business to win the edge over its competition. Unfortunately, that old no-good Dr. Bunsen Burner found out about this. I needed more money to keep him quiet. So when Sedgwick Smythe excused himself early from the dinner on Friday night, I left the table, hoping to explain the situation. However, I saw him go into Seymour's room with a note and come out empty-handed. Curious, I slipped into Seymour's room and read the note. I realized that Sedgwick Smythe was intending to sell my formula to the English wine merchant. Since I now knew that Sedgwick Smythe would be in the cellar at 2 a.m. for his meeting with Seymour, I determined to approach him there shortly before 2